All right, guys. So today I want to talk about is going to be what I want to see out of our first preseason game. So we play next Saturday, not this upcoming Saturday, but next Saturday. I know it's crazy to say that, but yes, we are going to see all of our rookies in a matter of 12 days, actually 13 days from now. So that's including today, by the way. But 13 days from now, we're going to see all of our rookies. We're going to see our boys on the field again, and we're going to be able to watch some Bengals football. I will be live for this game and talking about it live. So make sure you stop by the live stream and let's get ready, right? So starting off right away, I'm not expecting much from this game because it's the first preseason game, number one. The first chance for a lot of these rookies to get, kind of some rust off from college, to transition from college speed to the NFL speed. And you really shouldn't expect much from preseason game one. But, and again, the same thing happens here with the starters because Zach Taylor did say he's going to start our starters in this game. So there's going to be some rust there as well. We're probably going to see one drive of Joe Burrow, one drive of Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, etc. But there are some players I do want to focus on in this game. And number one is going to be the running back position. Okay? The running back position, and it's going to be important every single week, but I want to see the first week and how everyone plays. So Zach Moss is right now the starter. He's going to play very limited snaps. I'm not expecting to play more than a couple of drives. But Chase Brown is going to play a lot. And not only him, Travion Williams and Chris Evans, and potentially the undrafted guys too, but I don't think they're going to make the roster in the end anyway. What I want to see is the pass blocking from Travion and from Chase Brown, right? Because obviously we know both those running backs can run, okay? They can both catch very well. But something that we saw last preseason was Chase Brown had the most pass blocking snaps of any running back in the NFL. Not just our team, but any running back throughout the whole entire NFL. So I want to see that same concept applies. I want to see how well he has gotten better at pass blocking, number one. And I want to see him work on it a lot in preseason again. Because protecting number 9 is all we can do at this point. We got to protect number 9, keep him upright, and let him just throw dots down the field and help us win games, right? So that's number one. Number one is going to be the pass blocking. I want to see how well our running back duo kind of, goes through. Because at the end of the day, we're going to carry most likely 4 running backs. Now, is it possible, again, that one of the undrafted guys takes over and maybe takes a spot of Chris Evans? It's very possible, but based on what we have seen from the past, it seems like the Bengals really like Chris Evans, and they really like Travion. And Travion's great at kick returning, and he's also great on special teams. I don't really understand the appeal of Chris Evans as much, but they love Chris Evans. So Chris Evans will probably make the roster in the end. He has the last couple years. That's number one, okay? And number two, what I want to see is this young secondary. Now, Cam Taylor-Britt, he'll play some. Mike Hilton plays some. My guess is, and if I hope they do this, Dax is probably going to be the number one cornerback on the depth chart for at least half of these games for this preseason. So week one, again, that's when we're going to see the first chance at Dax at corner. Now, I'm not expecting Dax to go out there and shut down everybody, okay? We're going against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and outside of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, their backup receivers isn't really insanely crazy. They're good, but they're not, broken. It's not like they're elite weapons, okay? So I'm not expecting Dax to get turnovers in week one, but I want to see really good, just kind of glued coverage, right? Reading the quarterback, making some plays on coverage. Not maybe interceptions, but just making sure he's in his zones, making sure he's not a liability in any way. And again, he'll learn and grow at this cornerback position throughout the next 3 weeks of the preseason. But I want to see, how he progresses. And week one, I'm really focused on is seeing him with first time at the cornerback position. I also want to see the other guys. Josh Newton, he's a really good physical outside corner. I want to see how he progresses in this week 1 game. I want to see how, he deals with maybe some pressure situations or some third downs or some man coverages or some cover ones where, it's that man-on-man coverage. So I want to see how he progresses. We also have DJ Turner. I want to see how he does in this week 1 game. And then outside of that, the rest of the cornerbacks I'm not really too excited, or not too excited for, but I'm not really looking too much into. Hey, listen, Anthony, our free safety, who there's a lot of buzz around camp about him. He was the 7th round pick we drafted. There's a lot of talk about him. He got an interception. He was the first person to get an interception in training camp so far. So I want to see how he does as well. So I would say my next thing, and I guess my final thing I want to see is, it's a combination of a couple things here. I want to see our receiving core outside of, again, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. But I will say what I expect from them is... because this one's a difficult one. Because I feel like the Chuck Sizzle, we're going to see a lot of, right? But we're never going to see him as wide receiver in the NFL. And Yoshi played a lot so far in training camp in the slot. I will say, Yoshi being put in the slot, I want to see how well he does in the slot. Because that's something they've been doing a lot in training camp, is trying him out in the slot as a slot receiver. And a lot of the reasons why is because if he can make it as a slot receiver, we already know he can be an outside receiver. We already know he's very effective as an outside receiver. But if you can put Yoshi in the slot and use him in the slot, that could be an absolute game changer. So I would say seeing Yoshi in the slot, I want to see how well he does. The Buccaneers have a decent defense, so I want to see how he can, how well he does get open. And I'm like I said, I'm trying to keep my expectations very low. I know, when we look at Bengals games, we always have this high expectations because, listen, we have standards for our guys, right? But at the end of the day, I would say I just want to see him get separation, play well in the slot. 6 receptions, over 50 yards. I would love for him to score a touchdown, but stuff like that. I'm not expecting too much, but overall wise, I'm excited for this game. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be a crazy atmosphere because it is at Paycor Stadium. It is August 10th. So let's get it, boys. Hoo-day. Hoo-day.